This Draw My Life is going to briefly show you the evolution of the animal phyla. It means it will start from when they were the simplest kind of animal and evolved over time to a more complex one.
We're going to start with the animal phyla Porifera, also known as sponges. They have no body symmetry, giving it a weird shape. It pumps water through pores in body wall and filters out the nutrient. It has no digestive or vascular system and no nerves or muscular tissue. It is filter feeding. It has no other body cavity than its gut. It is a blob of living material with a skeleton of calcium carbonate silicon. They are always aquatic.
Okay, so now we are going to start with the animal phyla Cnidaria. They are commonly known as jellyfish, which are the swimming medusa, or by corals and anemones that are sessile and live attached to rocks. It is a more evolved phylum which has radial symmetry, meaning they can be cut from any angle and it will still be half of the organism. It feeds on other animals by stinging them and trapping them with its tentacles. It has mouth and anus, but they share the same opening. This means they consume food and expose their waste by the same way. Now, cells are organized into tissues of two body layers, and it has a simple nervous system, meaning they can feel the basic five senses. Now, the next animal phyla is the Platyhelminthes. These are flatworms and tapeworms. Often, these organisms live inside us as parasites, and we get sick. Gross. Unlike the Cnidaria, they developed bilateral symmetry. That means they can only be cut one way in half. However, the mouth and anus still share the same opening just like the jellyfishes. No body cavity is found, and evolution added another layer of tissue in their body. To continue, we have the animal phyla Annelida. They are earthworms and leeches. These organisms now developed segmented bodies, and they also have bilateral symmetry. It has a simple digestive system with two separate endings, with mouth and anus on the opposite sides as well, and they have a colon cavity other than its gut. They also have visible blood vessels in their body. Organs derived from three tissue layers just as the phylum Mollusca, and they play an extremely important part in the fertilization of soil in farming, and they are always found in moist environments. Next, we have the very diverse phylum of Mollusca. They are commonly known as snails, slugs, octopuses, and squids. Since they are so diverse, they must meet the next requirements to be in this phylum. They have a mantle with a body cavity used for breathing underwater. It also has bilateral symmetry, just like the Plyminthes. It has a simple nervous system and a mouth and anus. This time, however, they developed separate openings at opposite sides of their body, meaning they consume their food from one end and expose it from the other. Their organs derive from three tissue layers as well, and it must have a radula, which is a raspy tongue-like structure to eat their food. Arthropoda are the next phylum. They are commonly known as crabs, spiders, scorpions, and insects, and are the second largest phylum, who also have bilateral symmetry and are segmented. They have a simple digestive, circulatory, and nervous system, with two body cavities with a separate mouth and anus. Organ derives from three tissue layers just like the other two phylums you've learned about. A unique characteristic they possess is that they have an exoskeleton made out of chitin. They shed their exoskeleton, making them vulnerable, but they cannot grow to a very large size because they are limited. They also have jointed appendages, just like humans, for example, our knee. We belong to the phyla Chordata, along with mammals, fishes, reptiles, birds, and amphibians. We all have bilateral symmetry and developed two body cavities with fully developed circulatory system with heart and vessels, nervous, and digestive system. At some point in their lives, even when they were embryos, they had a primitive backbone. We have a hollow dorsal nerve cord which must possess a notochord which protects the nerve cord and spine. However, in humans, the notochord and backbone are fused together due to evolution.
We're going to further explain the classes of the phylum Chordata.
Mammals. Mammals must have hair, mammary glands found in females, and also 3 ear bones. Most mammals give birth except for some that lay eggs. Internal fertilization. They possess 4 limbs and they are endothermic, meaning that they are warm-blooded and control their own temperature. Birds have feathers and no hair. They lay eggs and they are warm-blooded and have scaly legs. Reptiles. They have dry and scaly skin and are endothermic, meaning they are cold-blooded. They mostly lay eggs on land, and reptiles' eggs have amniotes, which have an additional membrane. Fish. They have scales and are cold-blooded, meaning they need the sun to keep warm. They breathe through gills underwater. Fish have external fertilization and lay eggs. Most have a swimming bladder to float in water. Amphibians have moist skin and are endothermic. Amphibians rely on their skin to breathe underwater. They rely on external fertilization. So, to sum it all, you just watched the evolution of the animal phyla and how it evolved into new species. Thanks for watching!